telling me you make me stop playing Lego Star Wars, the Clone Wars, in the middle of it. I gotta stop playing so we can come in here and record. For you to then tell me, I don't have anything to talk about actually. Just I figured So what, were you just assuming that we come in here and I do all the work that you're banking on?
That's my strategy.
Were you just hoping that the rest of the group project got finished and you didn't have to do your part?
Yeah, it's my strategy every time I come in here. Is I usually bank on you doing the majority of the work, and I kind of just proofread it afterwards.
You remember group projects?
Yeah, I hated group. You know what's funny? When I did group projects, I actually did the work for the group project.
So
I was the kid that did the majority. Yeah,
that's interesting because I don't know where my break is. Because when I had group projects, I did the work, and now I have this group project. And I'm still doing the work.
So this isn't really a group project per se. This is more of just you have a partner in lab, kind of, so to speak.
Well, I guess in my lab partners, were you the one who's doing all the work as well?
No, and my actually. Staying true to form, the only partnership that I had in school I didn't do all the work was in my lab. I usually just copied off the notes of the person next to me.
Same exactly, actually, yeah.
So
usually what would happen, and I can think of it right now, because whenever you got paired off in like units and twos or whatever, very Twilight-like, fucking, I'd always manage to get a terrible lab partner I didn't want to talk to.
Said that was funny.
But I got fucking the person in front of me and the person behind me was always someone I was friends with. So I'd usually spend up just like, it'd basically be where it became a coalition of us three not doing our work, with those three who weren't actually lab partners, they became their own group of three, and then they were fucking doing the work.
The way I had it was the same kind of setup as you just said, but for some reason, we had lab partners. We always had to do our labs in groups of 6 or 7.
Yeah, every once in a while that would happen, which never made sense.
And then 6 of the 7 of us would kind of just stand around the one person who had half an idea what they were doing.
There was this one kid in my 7th grade science class. This kid was such a piece. This was the kid I mentioned who like would talk shit about me, but then like try to be my best friend all the time. This fucking loser.
Yeah.
This fucking guy was such a fucking. Honestly, I mean, it's weird because you can either be the kid who answers everything because you're just like a nerd who's super smart and likes to answer questions or whatever. But then there's also the kind of kids who answer the question trying to make a statement that they can answer questions and show how smart they are.
Oh, sounds like what I used to do.
He was one of those kids, and like I remember the only thing I can remember is like, and I'm pretty positive like Fe is iron, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think Fe is iron. For all my fucking STEM majors, let me know. I'm pretty positive. And it's 7th grade math, 7th grade science with this teacher, Mr. Myers, who was fucking unhinged, to say the least. Like a crazy person. And this douchey kid, right? He's like, what is Fe? It's iron! And then he gets it out. And then he's like, does anyone know why it's Fe? It's because of Latin, actually. He gave us like what the word was.
I'm sorry. That's how this kid acted. That's how the teacher acted.
No. I mean, that's actually a better impression of how the teacher acted. The teacher was like, I remember every once in a while he would just like scream out nonsense about science and get very angry. There was one day where he was like showing us like how you can like burn sugar into caramel or whatever. And like he just like I don't even know what he was screaming about. He was screaming about something I remember, and like, he was losing his mind that someone wasn't paying attention or whatever. And he was just unhinged. I had a lot of unhinged. Basically, the teachers I had were either super cunty, super hot female teachers, or super psycho crazy guys with killer eye male teachers.
That's a nice balance.
And then every once in a while they'd throw in some person who had no business teaching, like where my 6th grade science teacher was the 8th grade assistant special needs social studies teacher. Who knew nothing about science. I think I said this before too, where he'd be like teaching us stuff, and he'd be like, so yeah, you found out that the turtles into oh, that's interesting. Okay, so apparently the turtles, yeah, they've been around for like thousands of years. I guess I thought they were newer than that.
I didn't know that.
That's how he taught science. That was a fun science because nothing got taught. He was learning more than we were.
That's funny.
And then I also had a teacher in I think 9th grade math class who I think may have been like I didn't know it was a teacher. I'm not even sure if that was legal. I think he might have been a teacher's aide, just some guy. And he ended up teaching the math class because the math teacher went on maternity leave, and he was like a total jock who didn't know a thing about math. Remember, there's like 4 tests where he walked by and like looked at my page and started looking at my answers. And was like, it's not that one, it's this one, it's that one, and it's this one. And he would just walk away and be like, okay. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that annoying kid like jumped up and was just like, actually, it's the Latin word for this, which is because of this, which is that, and this.
Nice. And
he was like so excited to talk about it. I remember I looked at him. He was sitting like 3 rows into the left of me, and I looked at the back of his head, and I was like, this fucking loser. And I hope he knew everyone else in the class thought the exact same thing. Why is iron Fe? Since you're not going to talk all this.
I was waiting for you to finish. I think the craziest teacher I have, honestly, was probably Mr. Strange.
Yeah, Fe is derived from the Latin ferrum for firmness. And he said that as if he was an encyclopedia. And he was like, actually, the reason why I did this for a Roman is actually it's actually the Latin word for it.
The most unhinged teacher I had was Mr. Strange.
Yeah, I heard you say it. We talked about Mr. Strange like 4 episodes ago.
Okay. You're an asshole.
I disagree. Yeah, I disagree. You have any other points or just a blanketed statement?
That's just a blanket statement.
Okay. I don't know if that's
you
really
complain that I'm not talking, so I'm waiting for you to stop speaking.
Yeah, because you're not talking. Well, dude,
I was waiting for you to stop speaking.
No. There was like 3 times in that conversation where I went to stop and like 3 whole seconds passed, and then you were just staring at me blankly. So I was like, I guess I should just keep talking.
That's not. No, you fucking rewrite history so fucking much.
Revisionist. You don't want to. Actually, it's not me rewriting history. Okay, history is written by the victor. Okay.
You know what? I don't think there's any clear cold cut case where you fucking come out as the victor in these arguments. I think I just stopped talking.
Every day a winner. Okay, and I go to bed every day a winner.
The fact you're wearing the glasses right now.
We gotta have the camera on, man. Dude, these fucking 6 shades in here, man.
It's all so right, funny.
Lupin the Third. I'm the winner, all right?
I wish every time you play that song that we could have the fucking video pop up on the side detailing every aspect of that verse. That's such, yeah.
I won just there too. See how you immediately stop your argument and start talking about what I want to talk about?
That counts as you winning. That counts as me just giving up essentially. So I guess fine. Fine.
That's that simple. I won. Look at me. Look at me.
Does it really count? I don't get what you're doing, Alex. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be getting at. What are you doing?
What are you gonna say?
Okay, I was going to say, is winning count if I surrendered?
That doesn't even make sense as an argument. That's a double win. That was a stupid argument.
That's my argument, pal.
There's only 2 ways things end. Someone surrenders or someone dies. Those are the 2 outcomes. So you choose, you being such a pussy not to die on these hills, if anything, makes you lose twice over.
I don't know.
There's at least morality to losing in battle. There's less morality to surrendering.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know, dude. But you also hear the people saying, like, it's actually the noble thing to surrender. Think about all the people you're saving. It's like, that's not how this works. This is... There's guys on top making decisions, fighting wars, and they fight to the goddamn death like men, all right? Fuck casualties. You gotta make statements, all right? They're just pieces on a puzzle. I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones lately, right? Turns out all armies are is little like ship rocks and little toys. Just little toys you can throw across the fucking map. That's all they really are. I mean, that speech Stannis gave where he was like, I lost these people. He starts knocking I lost these people. Knocks over this house. Knocks over this house. They just mean nothing. There's little props.
I started the second book, and Stannis is so much cooler in the book versus... That's not fair, bro. That's so not fair. No. That's so not fair.
What's not fair?
You say something, I go to continue, you just go... It's not that you nodded. You know it's the way you nod. You didn't nod like, oh, what's Robbie going to say?
Oh, what's Robbie going to say? You nodded
like, I was in the middle of speaking.
What's Robbie going to say about Stannis?
Why is it that your comment about Game of Thrones is so interesting and endearing?
I'm asking a question.
And then
what's Robbie going to say about Stannis?
I'm not going to talk about Stannis at all now.
What was Robbie going to talk about with Stannis?
I just really like the book, Alex.
What do you like about it?
Nothing.
What do you like with the book?
I like the cover of it.
What about the cover you like about it?
I like that it's blue.
Why do you prefer that blue over the other blue?
It's a little darker. It's a nicer shade of blue.
Why is darker blue nicer shade of blue?
I don't know. It's
just
more
like
soothing.
It more soothing? Yeah. Fits the tone more?
Mm-hmm. So the opening of the second book starts off with Stannis' maester. It's not fair. Starts off with Stannis' maester looking at the comet that goes across the sky at the end of the first one.
Yes.
And he's planning on killing the crystal shit that Joffrey drinks. You know how she had the necklace on? And we watched that video where the guy said that the little diamond on her necklace was whatever she put into the poison.
Right.
Apparently there's a crystal, like a fine powdered crystal poison in Game of Thrones. What I remember saying in the show. In the book, though, he tries to poison Melisandre with that same poison in the very start of the second book.
Who does?
The Stannis' maester.
Oh, the maester, the guy said.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Crescent, I think's his name.
He's on the show, is he?
No, that whole scene was omitted. It's really fucking cool. It's really tense, and it fucking changes the trajectory of kind of.
Everything that they seem, it's the scene from, it's the, everything Bob is saying is wrong, and everything you're saying, Midge, is completely right. That's really what it feels. It's whereas, like, everything that they chose to omit from the series, it was like, that probably would have added a lot to it. Why'd you take that out exactly?
Yeah, the next 3 chapters, dude.
And then they decided to add
scene.
new things and that didn't make sense and weren't important. Just artificial on the surface. I mean, again, though, it's like, what do you fucking expect? The fact that we even got good seasons is astonishing when you listen to fucking, the acclaimed writer of X-Men Wolverine Origins talk about the show, and he really does sound dumb after all those videos we were watching. I mean, I know he's already got put into the ground for being stupid. No, I know he's already been torn apart by everyone for years about how dumb he is, but even the earlier seasons, because now HBO has like when the episode ends, it shows the little featurette about the making of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like each time I'm watching, I'm like, all right, at least D.B. Weiss seems somewhat like competent.
He also seems enthusiastic to be there.
David Benioff just seems like he's like lost at a party the entire. He doesn't know. He's looking around for someone he knows while he's talking. His face is like, where's John? He's just looking around like, who am I? What? I don't recognize anyone here.
He also looks like he has no interest in the material.
Yeah.
He has no interest in the show. He also seems like he has no idea what's going on in the show.
He seems so just like a kid and a kid looking for his mom. But then again, it's like he's got a manipede at home and he's fucking in Morocco filming a show about dragons. You know, I'd be a little pissed off too.
Well, I mean, I know that show Bent was really like a real time-consuming schedule that one season it had, but I think she could have probably come out Game of Thrones once in a while.
Yeah, I feel like that show is already off the air.
Should I just not talk at all?
I think it might have overlapped over like the second season.
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, what do you want me to say to that?
I don't know, Alex. Literally everything I say is a problem.
How should I respond to that? In your perfect scenario, how do I respond to that?
Here's an idea.
Maybe Ben was too busy. I should be like, yeah, maybe Ben was. Oh my God, maybe Ben was fucking. Yeah, dude, yeah.
All right, to help things go a little more smoothly around here, from now on, I think you should say what you want to say,
right.
And you should just say my response on my behalf.
All right. Well, okay. No. Let's try that exercise. Let's try that exercise.
Yeah, please.
So, what was I supposed to say to you?
No, the exercise.
No, just give me an example since you're telling me. I'd love an example.
I don't know, you tell me.
So how was I supposed to respond if you were to pick my answer earlier when you were saying the whole, like when you're doing that lead-in, when you were like, fucking, what if maybe Bent made her busy? What was the appropriate response to that?
You know, Alex, you're such a piece of shit.
I'm asking a question.
Because you could have said that same thing verbatim.
I'm asking a question.
And my response to you would have been...
You're right, fine.
No, my response... You start over and you said, okay, dickhead.
Here's what we'll do.
I'm going to say what you said. You say my genius part about Bent, okay? You know, I mean, he had Amanda Pitt at home, so I mean, why the fuck's he be filming about dragons in Morocco?
Yeah. Hold on, let's do it again. Sorry, wait.
Yeah, he has Amanda Pitt at home, so what's he really want to do filming dragons in Morocco for?
Yeah. Maybe she was doing Bent.
It's not at all how I even said it. Okay?
Nah, what would you say?
Then I would have said, then my response to you doing that, Alex, would have been, oh yeah, right, Bent, yeah, that show really didn't last well. I remember Dr. Rick was in it. Would have done something with it. And then I would have been like, yeah,
that he was in Mad Men too.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Base was I confused. I got together immediately. I couldn't think of anything else like I was in. Oh, he was in I'll do it again. I'll play your part. Do it again.
Where am I going back from? Just the whole thing.
Just the whole thing, sure.
Yeah, he has Amanda Pitt at home. Why do you want to be filming dragons in Morocco for?
Yeah. Maybe she was making Ben. She was making Ben. And then you say,
oh yeah, that's right. She did do Bent. That's funny. Dr. Rick was in that.
Yeah. He was also in about a boy.
Oh yeah, About a Boy was pretty funny actually. Remember that show? It's connected to Parenthood.
Yeah, with Peter Krause.
It's nice because that's how I act.
Usually, no. That's that. So that I guess you know what though. I guess you're right. You proved a point. Because then when I acted your way, I guess you're better at being me because you were at least able to respond. So I guess I'll play your part from now on.
Should I go back to your part?
You play your part.
Let's do it again. You're right. I'll actually do your part the whole way. Okay, go ahead. Just say she was in Bent. All right.
She was in Bent, right?
Great. What am I supposed to say, that asshole? That you didn't contribute.
I'll tell you an example. Here's what you're supposed to say. You were supposed to say. You were supposed to say, yeah, she was in Bent with Dr. Rick, and then you could have been like, and Dr. Rick, he was in About a Boy, and that was actually a spinoff of Parenthood with Peter Krause, who was actually in 6 Feet Under with Lauren Ambrose, who was in Can't Hardly Wait with Ethan Embry, who was in Vegas Vacation with Chevy Chase, who was in Caddyshack with Bill Murray, who was in Ghostbusters with Dan Aykroyd, who was in fucking that movie Grosse Point Blank with Minnie Driver, who was in Ben. Who was in About a Boy with the guy from Ben with Amanda Pete.
Wow, that was good.
That's what you could have done.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Right. That's what it should. That's so much more entertaining. That's the conversation to be had. Let's just show our loop. Let's see if we can loop these actors and then come all the way back to where we started. Go full circle with it.
Well, you know what's funny? When I started this argument, I was convinced that I was in the
So wait,
right,
I won. You're saying?
Yep, you're always the victor. You woke up this morning as a winner.
Is that what I heard?
I woke up this morning as a loser.
And you woke up as a loser, and you went to bed as a loser, and you woke up as a loser, and you went to bed as a loser, and then you woke up as a loser.
Yeah, you're all caught up now, yeah.
And then I woke up as a winner, and went to bed as a winner, and woke up as a winner, and went to bed as a winner, and woke up again as a winner, and went to bed as a winner, and
yeah, that seems to be the verdict we're getting to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So history is written by Alex?
Well, I guess you're not picking up on the sarcasm. I don't know why it should be my responsibility to then circle through all those movies. The whole point of this conversation was that anytime I talk, you don't even try to act like you're enthusiastic that I had words coming out. Not saying you should get all excited and giddy, but you don't even try to do the conversation. You're the equivalent of the person that goes... You're the equivalent of Mike's responding text going K.
You're telling me that...
You're just the human equivalent of K.
I should do a better job. Just to I want to make sure
do
I'm listening to you.
Do a better job of being a human being towards someone.
I should do a better job of pretending to be enthused by what you're saying, opposed to you trying to do a better job. Do you know how much fucking pretending I do
for every goddamn fucking thing you say? Wow.
Just to I want to make sure. So I should learn how to pretend to be more enthused instead of you being more enthusiastic, like drawing and commanding more enthusiasm.
It's amazing how you find one word that you understand and you just spin the entire argument around that word in such a way where there's no way to fucking talk back to you. You know what you're saying is not correct. Point? Doesn't matter. I'm insane now. I don't remember what my point was. I had no point. Fuck you. Love you. Hate you. Thank you.
Fuck you. Thank you. Fuck you. I'll be honest. I just did a little, leaned up, looked casually, stretched back, leaned over the left shoulder, peeked over at the time of the recording, and not quite there yet.
You know what the problem is?
What's that?
I think you become a different person with these sunglasses on.
You think that's the problem?
Yeah.
It's more of an aggressive energy?
Yeah, you think who the fuck you are, all of a sudden you think you're Mr. fucking cool guy. You think I'm Mr. Cool Guy with these cool shades. And I got news for you, pal. You're not Mr. Cool Guy. You're not Mr. Cool Guy with these cool shades. You're Mr. Asshole with these asshole shades.
Listen, your dad, he was an asshole.
We can end it there.
We can't.
We got a couple of long ones out this week.
And this would be egregiously short.
I don't think so. How about you tell
offensively short.
How about you share, how about you reveal it to everyone how long we are?
I'm not going to give you that pleasure.
Why not?
Everyone else who exists right now who's hearing this can just look down and then, look at my mouse, click on the screen, tap on the screen, I can see the time. Everyone but you, Robbie.
Dude, I'm off, right? I'm off my game right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know what I can say? We're not far enough in it to end it yet, but we're far enough in it to admit that this one might not be the best one. Maybe one of the absolute not best ones.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd say it's not one of the absolute best ones, but it's definitely not one of the best ones.
Yeah. It's absolutely not one of the best ones, but it's definitely not absolutely not the best one.
That's a good rating for it. It's absolutely not the worst one, but it's by far the worst of the best ones.
Yeah. Or one might say the worst one of the best.
Or one might say the best of the worst. Now we're good, right? That definitely clocked in some time.
No. I have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I don't even talk about either. I guess how about Game of Thrones? When I tried talking about the book, you kind of just looked at me like I was an asshole for having the audacity to bring up the book.
No, you're right.
You brought up the show.
No, you're right. Let's see how I fucked up the podcast. What I missed out. No, I want to see what I missed out on you talking about originally. So let's carry us home. Dude, finish strong. Dude, no, put me in my place. This is your opportunity. Put me in my place and finish strong and make the episode super interesting and make it turn around, make it come full circle. Show me how dumb I am and show me the error of my ways. Let's see it.
Well,
I'm ready.
Here's a really good scene we could have had. So in Sansa's first chapter of the second book, Tommen is playing in the new tourney for Joffrey's name day. It's called a tourney, bro. Maybe if you paid attention to the show, you'd know that. He's
playing
in the tourney.
Oh. What's that?
It's the little tournament they do.
And what's it called?
A tourney.
Oh.
Like journey.
Okay.
But it's a T
I know
in
what
front of the
tourney is. Like attorney. Yeah, the attorney meant tourney.
Yes.
Every time you said attorney,
You thought I was saying attorney.
I thought you were saying attorney of law. And then you say he's playing in the tourney. I'm like, oh, there's a place called the tourney. And then again, no one.
So Tom.
So this is what I missed out on.
No, I didn't finish. You
okay.
interrupted me. So Tom is an attorney.
Yeah.
Sounds like I was saying he's an attorney. He's in the tourney and he's on the horse doing the jousting thing and he keeps getting knocked off, but he's having a fucking ball. And Sansa remarks about how much sweeter and more innocent he is versus how evil Joffrey is. So you missed out on that from the show.
And no, okay, that's not.
That's one of the riveting things.
So what would have happened then in the comment? What else would you have told me that would have carried us for this whole episode?
I never said it would carry the whole episode. You could have acted like no. You know what? No. Okay, you start talking about Game of Thrones, the show. I wanted to say one small detail about the fucking book, and maybe it would have been a great detail, but once you saw me start talking about the book, your face dropped, and you looked at me like, don't fucking do this, Robbie.
You can't see my eyes.
It's good. You looked at me with disgust and anger, and you did that whole fucking, How you gonna do this one, Robbie? That's good. You're talking now? That's hilarious. You're talking? It's fantastic. You did one of those fucking looks. You know exactly what I'm doing. You're doing it right fucking now. Okay?
This is just my face.
Well, then you're fine. Okay, then I should know that by now.
This is just my face, man.
Fucking, it wasn't even a great story to share. You know, fuck you. It was a good story to share. I would have told it really well if you weren't a fucking dick from the second.
Right now.
No, I can't just turn on the switch like that. That's not that easy for me. I already made us off my game and having no fucking support from you. So then when you start on the, I can't even do it. I'm an idiot. I can't even follow the character. Fuck you. We're done. I don't even care how far we are. We're done. We're done.
2.
We're done. Okay.
Can't you tell that I'm not playing any fucking
I'm not
games
playing any
right
games
now?
anymore, Alex.
Do you? Stop, Alex. Stop recording. I'm done.
You have no respect for my feelings, you have no respect for my emotions or anything I'm feeling or thinking. I said 22 minutes. That's fucking fine.
I didn't say anything.
We're good. I saw it.
We're done.
You don't even respect me as a person, okay? If you had any respect for me, you would just say, you know what, Robbie's clearly uncomfortable. Yeah, he wanted to be productive and do this right now, but he's just having an off moment.
Right.
We'll just stop for 30 seconds. Maybe reconvene later on. But no, because you have no respect for me and you're an insensitive prick.
You get no respect, Robbie. It's quite the fucking pitiful
And you just doubled down. Do you even have human emotions? Have you ever felt this thing called empathy ever?
Dude, no.
I know
Empathy,
I have a lot more
sympathy.
down moments than I probably should, but you could be empathetic occasionally. Occasionally you could act like you give a shit. You know, no, it's way better this way. It's way better to have these occasional episodes where I just break down like a little whiny bitch.
Yeah.
Alex, it's unfair.
I know you're not supposed to fucking blame others for your misfortune,
not
but I'm blaming you for my whiny behavior.
Just please.
Dude, the second I tried to say anything that was unrelated to your plan, you just lost all interest. I don't. It's not fair. It's really not fair. It's really not fair.
It's not.
Okay, because you keep talking over me and doing this whole thing, so I just end up. All I'm doing is the crazy person talking in circles.
It's not.
If you stopped for 2 seconds, if you stopped for 2 seconds and
Just stop.
if you reflected on the reality of what's been
Just
occurring.
stop, okay, please. It's not fair.
You fucking suck, asshole.
What? I'm just listening.
No, you're not. That is the furthest thing from listening.
I haven't talked for the last minute. What am I mocking you?
Okay, that's great, Alex, because no one... fuck you! Okay? Now I'm going to start crying.
Dude, that was
You fucking suck.
Bro, since there's no camera, I'm gonna reveal a little secret here. That was like some Scream 3 voice changer right there, where I was just like perfectly mimicking your voice, and I was nailing that impression, dude. Everyone was listening like, holy fucking shit! How is Robbie talking and talking at the same time? I don't even know, dude. I don't even know where that came from. Oh, I was killing that, dude. I was spot fucking on. You know, remember I used to always do the Archer impression, and then I comment that you're doing an Archer impression, and then you've never been able to do it since. Once I realized how I was just locked in, I was just nailing that just now, I was like, dude, that was so fucking tight.
Dude,
that's insane.
I don't know. Maybe I view myself too highly, but I really don't think that sounded anything like me.
Dude,
Like
I
9 and a little
guarantee
bit.
you're gonna be listening to it, and it's like, dude, it's Robbie's. There's 2 Robbies in the room.
I don't think anyone's going to think that. Most certainly not me.
Dude, no one thought I was talking that entire time. They were like, dude, Robbie needs to stop whining so Alex can finally say something. And I was just sitting here listening.
You know, the facts of this whole story are you started talking. I tried to engage a little bit differently than your plan of talking about the show, and you didn't like that. So now you're just, I thought you were just going to hit end in the middle of me talking.
I should have just stopped you mid-sentence.
That was really funny. The facts are that the second I started trying to talk about the topic, you decided this is not what I want to talk about. I'm just going to stare at him blankly until he realizes he should shut up. I'm not going to give him any ounce of if he should keep talking, change the subject or anything. I'm just going to stare blankly and wait for him to stop talking so he feels uncomfortable and feels small like the fucking useless sack of shit he is.
So what do you propose
That's
I
what
do
you
again?
did.
Let's do this exercise again. So how should I?
No,
I'll play
I don't propose you do
explain me.
anything. That's what you did.
What
You
could I have
fucking
done
know
better
it.
for you?
You know, I don't know if maybe you just don't hear anything I'm saying, and that's part of the problem. I feel like if you just understood what I was saying, we can move on from it. But I don't even think you hear the sounds I'm making, let alone understanding them.
What about him? What am I not grasping here?
The general meaning behind everything I'm saying. I don't think you're understanding.
What's the cliff notes here?
You're a condescending prick. That's the condescending bullet point. I'm sorry. That's the Cliff Notes bullet point. Shut up,
And my
Alex,
impression
okay?
wasn't spot on with the whole she was in Ben.
You know, I'm wrong. That and the crying thing you did before.
When there was too many talking.
When there was too many talking.
Dude, you gotta admit, just a minute before. Don't, dude. You gotta admit, dude. He kills.
Yep, you killed with that.
And you don't know how I do it.
You're the best there is, dude. I don't know how you do it, but you kill.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. Okay, I don't know how he does it, but he kills. All right, the guy, he murders, man. I don't know how he does it, but he kills. The guy absolutely kills.
Now we're good.
Now we're good.
Yeah, now we're good.
Now we're good. Any other? I mean, again, you were really doing a lot this episode. You showed me, so I want to know how you think we should end it.
All right, here's good.
Right, just stop the recording, actually.